Above all nations, a brand rooted with our heritage in mind. Featuring the Babylon Has Fallen hoodie, this mighty piece is a bold statement describing the times we're living in. Also perfect for keeping warm while standing firm in your faith. You won't be able to miss the vibrant Sons of Solomon tee, inspired by Sons of Solomon 1 and 10, a piece that represents our royal heritage that the Most High gave us. Head over to aboveallnations.shop to grab yours now. They're moving fast. That's aboveallnations.shop. Kwame Yashrala. Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
I hope y'all like that. That was Supplication by Roy the Chef. It's dangerous out here. I hope you guys make it home safe.
Why is she eating? She just like, yeah, they would say shit to a scholar. She would say eat for us. She's just crazy. Yeah, like he's saying. Yo, check it out. You ain't worried about that. They're gonna shoot at the end. So that once that knock him out for 1 minute. That's probably.
Yo, what was that about? Don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand.
Oh man, what the fuck going on, Scooter?
Soldier Yatham, Siren 2, let's get it. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled in our past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan. Seem like a never end the war between flesh and the spirit. I heard that voice say this the way I pray my Lord was here. I'm treating sin like it got cooties, don't wanna get near it. If not pertaining to the Father, I'm sorry, I'm fearless. Won't take a left turn all right when it's a narrow path. You keep the law, you get the kingdom, I can simple math. Both in your house all day on Hamashiach's behalf. Deny the mark of the beast, or drink from the cup of wrath. Keep your spirit pure, practice on fasting and praying. You will say you must multiply your faith and your patience. Love thy neighbor as thyself, don't never betray me. And if you're tempted, pray and say, get thee behind me, Satan. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled in our past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan.
I'ma do you how I lost, I got my faculties. And every single precept make my point to value these. Example, humble me, I'm grounded like what gravel be. We law about in any shirt with fringes, that's my casualty. Revelation say the savior color copper be our own. Ancient have a front them crackers copping, please. Fall balance, abomination to God, so now obviously. Give you fair warning, don't try that angle, that's outside the league. Off the muscle, not one to just watch it suffer. Don't be respect of persons, anywise rebuke your brother. Prepare myself for tribulations, that which worketh patience. No thinking about being grimy, get D behind me, Satan. Get D behind me, Satan.
When you brought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted ya and was misled in our past generations? No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no tale bearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan. You brought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted ya and was misled in our past generations? No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no tale bearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no.
Yeah.
To wrestle against the evils of this world, because the scriptures say what? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and evil and wickedness in the high places, man. Right? That's what you're fighting against, man.
Why are fighting evil powers? The bombs, the medicine, something to ease our spirit, something to ease our soul. Where's the medicine for our land? Where's the medicine for our people today? But we got it right here.
When you come into this truth, you gotta know what you're signing up for. That's why the scriptures say what? If you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. That's how you come to talk to that power. Right? That's
right? That purges you and makes you clean physically. But this is a great parable, but purges you.
Live longer. We here for what we here for. What you here for? The story to tell. I don't know where my story gonna end, but if I wake up, I'll do it again. I just gotta live longer.
You're on mute.
Shalom, 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 shalom. It's the host, Kaya Pondoya, your Kaya Pondoya. With me, my co-host, Dr. Shalom, also with us today, great soldier, Abaya, man. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Clap it up, man. Back with another Truth Tuesday. Right, we back with another Truth Tuesday, man. All praise to the Most High God, you know what I'm saying, for keeping breath in our bodies, man. You know, all praise to the Most High God for allowing us to, you know, get on this live and bring forth some edification, man. Some mighty edification gonna come out tonight. All right, but you know how we do, man. You know how we do. You know, we always gotta, you know, plug our brothers in, man. So look. If you want to join the camp, make sure you send an email to sotisraelites@gmail.com. All right, we got brothers out doing the work. All right, if you want to put your brick in to, you know, put your brick in to help push forward Yahweh's kingdom, B'Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai, you know, and if you want to do it with us, with our body, make sure you email sotisraelites@gmail.com. All right, you got to be 18 and up. All right, you got to be 18 and up. For you brothers that want to join SOT Israelites, all right? For you sisters, if you would like to be a part of the body as well, to put your brick in, to push forward Yahweh's kingdom, B'Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai, please email pillarsofrest@gmail.com, all right? Email pillarsofrest@gmail.com. Hey, look, man, this last week, you know, we had a meeting with the Pillars of Rest, man, and I'm just telling y'all, man, it's some very, very interesting and very fun stuff in the works. All right, so make sure that you all are looking in our community chat. If you are in the community chat on Telegram, make sure that you're looking in the community chat or the Instagram community chat that we have. You know, just be on the lookout for some announcements. All right. Also, remember the feast days. Remember the Lord's feast days, family. Please remember the Lord's feast days. All right. We got the sixth month, new moon 6th month. It's coming up on August 22nd. All right. Be there or be square. Make sure you email sotfeastday@gmail.com to RSVP so that we can make sure that we accommodate you properly. All right. Also, Feast of Trumpets is coming up September 21st. Immediately following that, you know, we got Day of Atonement. Make sure that y'all are fasting, dry fast for Day of Atonement. No water, no food for the entire 24-hour period. All right. And reflect, and emerge from that atonement 1% better than what you were before. All right. And then, of course, you know, we got Feast of Tabernacles coming up pretty soon in October from the 5th through the 12th. All right. The location to that will be sent to you once it's announced that RSVPs are starting. OK, once it's announced that the RSVP process will start for Tabernacles, the location will be sent out to you. All right. So please remember the Lord's feast days. All right. It's very important. Also, remember to check out our Patreon, the best spiritual edification on the planet. The best spiritual edification on the planet, man.
That's right.
We got a mighty Patreon. All right. Make sure you know you got the standard package, $15 a month. You get consistent edification from our mighty soldiers. You get live streamed to the feast days and exclusive events. You also get photos and social updates. The Pillars of Rest tier is it includes all the features that you have in the standard tier, but you also gain exclusive teachings tailored towards our sisters, towards our Israelite sisters, and the sisters Telegram chat. All right. Also, you know, the elite tier, you know, which is a really good bang for your buck deal, $35 a month, access to all Patreon content, access to all Pillars of Rest content. You also gain the tribal fitness. You know what I'm saying? We can't be no we gotta put the pudgy Israelite to bed. We gotta put the scrawny Israelite to bed. All right. We got to make sure that we're keeping our bodies strong and healthy. All right, especially for these coming days, man. It's starting to get wicked out here. Got the Captain's Corner, exclusive videos from SOT leadership, man. They have, you know, look, mighty videos. All right, and then the bang for your buck. You got the executive tier, $50 a month. You get all Patreon content, all standard Patreon content. You get free SOT Patreon apparel and merch, access to SOT Finance Telegram with a tutorial. You get the IDC web store discount. You get access to the SOT web store. Yes, we have an SOT web store. You get discounted SOT event access, and you get 1 monthly video request. Hey, look, man. That's
Gotta drop a bomb.
That's a deal right there, man. So make sure that y'all are subscribed to our Patreon. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out.
Hey, Slakia.
Go ahead.
Slakia. You know, bring back Patreon back up. Put the Patreon back up on there. You know, on the Patreon, this is further scholarly biblical education coming from not only soldiers and that you don't see on the forefront, and other PRR sisters. You know, this is like the Captain said. You also get behind the scenes of stuff that SOT is doing. You know, behind the scenes on the feast days. You know, just or just what's going on in our daily lives. Some, you know, we got funny. Sometimes we put funny content on there, and then we got brothers and sisters, you know, putting the way they prepare their meals on there, and for others to share that thing. You know, it's other content on there other than, of course, everything on there is edification. everything on there is linked to these scriptures.
That's right.
So this is just further education. So I know brothers and sisters, they won't say, well, y'all selling the truth. No, we're not selling the truth. Everything that we teach is on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we teach is on the channel. But like I said, this is further educational. Well, you can't go nowhere paying and getting free tribal fitness.
Right.
You're gonna have to pay for that. And also too, that this actually helps further our ministry.
Mm-hmm.
This helps further the money that you guys send in and support with us. It helps further the ministry so we can put these lavish feast days together. It's only 2 feast days a year that I believe that we charge for. Everything else, y'all just show up. Y'all can just come on. Of course, you know, we do ask for a donation if you can for the other feast days. But it's only 2 feast days a year that we actually charge for. But this is what this go to. This is the money go to and help further the ministry. It helps build up Israel. I yield with that.
Con. Definitely tap into the Patreon. Also, make sure that y'all tuning in to the SOT After Hours, the quiet storm, man. The quiet storm. All right? You don't want to miss out on the quiet storm. You don't want to miss out on the quiet storm. Live Q&A sessions. You can call in and discuss the topic that's on the table. Captain Shalimar discusses real world truths that echo in the silence of the night. Every Friday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Saturday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Let me see. Yeah, man. Hey, look, make sure y'all tapping in to all of our channels. All right. SOTDC, Alabama, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, SOT Quashash, SOT Watchtower, the main channel, Sons of Thunder Israelites. All right. Make sure that y'all tapping in. All right. But listen, tonight, we're talking about identity theft. Tonight, we're talking about identity theft. All right. Where is the? I can't find the sound effect, man. Quabs Allah be on it with that. Tonight, we talk about identity theft. How did this happen? Right?
Mm-hmm.
How in the world did this happen? See, on the left, you got the Israelite brother. Powerful looking brother, right? He out there with his wife and his son, look like they keeping a Feast of Tabernacles, just being righteous and holy. But he looks disgruntled, right? His face looks really disgruntled because he's looking over to his, well, it'll be to his left. He's looking over to his left and he sees some white guy, right? Some small hat with a rainbow flag shirt on, and he's just grinning at him. Now, y'all probably wondering, why is he mean mugging this guy, and why is this guy grinning at him? Well, it's because of identity theft, right? We've had our identity stolen. We've had our identity stolen from us by these people, right? Where they go into the holy city, right? They trodden down the holy city under their feet. And they have the largest gay parade there. Yes, they do. Right? You don't believe me? I'm going to pull it up right now. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me. Right? Look at this, man. Oh, let me share my screen. Hold on, let me get this off screen. Right? The brother is disgruntled, man, because he's had his identity stolen from him. All right? Look at this. Look at this. The Jerusalem Pride Parade is an annual event, and while not always the largest, some have been described as the largest in the city's history, with participation often in the tens of thousands. The 2016 parade, for instance, was described as the largest with around 25,000 participants, according to I-24 News. Subsequent parades have also drawn large crowds, sometimes exceeding previous counts. The event is known for its high security due to whatever, right? Past incidents of violence. And we know why that violence happens, right? We know why that violence happens because that land will not see peace until the right people return to it, right? That land will not see days of peace and years of peace until the true children of Israel are walking those streets, man, right? And the kingdom is rebuilt, and the walls and the breaches are patched up, and the two sticks are joined into one, and shall never be broken apart ever again, man. Right? So the brother is disgruntled because of identity theft. Aren't y'all tired of being lied to? Right? Aren't y'all tired of being lied to and bamboozled and hoodwinked? Look at this again, man. This don't make y'all mad? It don't make you mad when somebody is using your credit card without your knowledge, some random person? It don't make you mad when somebody is stealing your social security number? It don't make you mad when you finally secure your own spot, and then come to find out, because this happens a lot in black households, man. Just hear me out. And come to find out, you get your first power bill notice, and it's damn $1,000, and you find out that your mama put your name on the power bill when you was 4. Yeah. Yeah. Don't lie and say that don't happen in the black community, man, because it do. It happens. It happens. That's called theft, man. That ain't right. Mamas, y'all need to stop doing that. Take care of your business. All right? Take care of your business. Stop putting your kids on bills when they're 4 or 3 years old. They ain't got no saying nothing. You putting their names on bills so that you don't have to. Come on, man. Just handle your money right. Handle your finances right. All right? Handle your credit right. Pay off your debts immediately. That's how you build up your credit. That's how you get good credit. All right? But listen, man. Right before we get into this lesson, it's just something I really want to share with y'all today that I've seen today. This is what I saw today. And this is off topic. It's not on topic with the lesson, but I just want to share this with y'all today, just in case if anybody, maybe going through something, maybe having doubts in their minds about themselves, if you're experiencing any lack of confidence, I want to share this with you today. All right. I want to share this with you real quick. So what this is a pink striped oakworm moth, right? And I saw this moth on my doorpost, and it's been on my doorpost for the past few days, just sitting there. And today I wanted to see if it was alive, so I kind of brushed up against it with my finger, and its little head was wiggling, so I knew it was alive, right? Look at this little guy, man. He cute, right? But this is a pink striped oakworm moth, right? Now, what makes these moths so special is because they produce silk, right? They produce silk, but their silk isn't just any old regular type of silk. Their silk is very fine. They produce very, very fine silk, right? Now, this moth, when you see it in person, is quite little, all right? And we understand that things that are, little and kind of insignificant to the eye, we don't hold too much regard for it, right? But remember, this little moth produces some of the finest silk, right? And it made me think about this scripture because I looked up this moth. I took an image search of this moth because it really intrigued me because I was like, why is this moth just sit? It's just been here for days, you know? And I just did a little quick research on it. But I found that out about this moth, and it reminded me of this scripture right here. Sirach chapter 11 and verse 3. Do I read that from you real quick, Abaya? Oh, I thought I was sharing my screen. Dang, why did it stop? You read that real quick for me, I think he's on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Salaki. It's Sirach chapter 11 and verse 3. The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things.
The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things. So just because something may seem small and insignificant, right? The fruit that it bears, it's on a high tier, right? It's on a completely different plane, right? Y'all know how good honey tastes, right? And that honey comes from a little tiny little bee. In like manner, that fine silk comes from that little tiny little moth, right? So I bring this out to say this, right? I'm saying this to say, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't look at yourself to be insignificant or small, right? Because you're not. What are the fruits that you're bearing, right? What are the fruits that you're bearing? It doesn't have to be on some major grand scale, right? It could be within your own household. How are your children interacting with the outside world? Are they respectful? Are they pleasant? That's the fruit that you bear. And that's a chief thing, right? That's very important. All right. So whatever it is, whatever goals that you may have in your life, whatever it is that you may have in your life that you want to accomplish, right? Go for it, man. All right. Go for it. Don't belittle yourself. That dad joke. Look at that. See, that's a father right there. That lame dad joke right there, man. But he's right. Don't belittle yourself, man. Right? Because the fruit that you bear, if you till the soil with sincerity and truth, the fruit that you bear will be chief of sweet things. All right. I just want y'all to always remember that. All right. But without further ado, let's get into this identity thing. All right. Yeah, we in court because this guy right here, where he at? This guy right here. Y'all see this guy? Yeah, y'all see him. This guy right here? Yeah. That guy stole your identity. That guy is calling himself a Jew. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yep. That guy is calling himself a Jew. He's in your holy land, you know, and he looks at you with complete disdain and like you're a peasant because he sees you calling yourself a Jew, right? But he calls himself a Jew. And he believes that he's a Jew. He thinks that you're false. He thinks you're fake, right? And what inspired this lesson was I had a conversation at camp with a Jewish convert, black guy, a black Jewish convert, right? Could have been an Israelite. I don't know. He said he was from Jerusalem, right? And we had a conversation, and I was mainly talking to him about the political state of Israel, and if he agrees with Zionism and things like that. And of course he did. He agreed wholeheartedly. He explained how he was a former IDF soldier, this, that, and the third. And I'm not gonna go too much into it because y'all gonna see the video. I'm gonna put the video out. And I understand I've been, it's been slow as far as camp videos go on this channel, but they're gonna get pushed out. They're getting pushed out. All right, they're getting pushed out. But that's what inspired this lesson, because in order to be under their auspice, I believe that's the right word I use. In order to be under their doctrine and under their jurisdiction, under their train of thought, you have to be so comfortable with lying. Like, you have to be extremely comfortable with. You have to, like, lying is like drinking water for you. It has to be that easy for you, right? And y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the book of First Maccabees, chapter 16. Because what we're going into is, how did this happen? Right? How did this happen? How did the so-called Jewish man over there in the state of Israel today, how are they able to call themselves that? And why does everybody think that they're Jews? But when you call yourself a Jew, you looked at like you're crazy, or you're playing what the scoffers like to say. They call you a rent Jew, right?
Right.
Or they say you have an identity crisis, right? Well, history will beg to differ. History would declare that the small hats over there right now are the ones with the identity crisis, right? Let's get into it. Go to First Maccabees chapter 16.
God, you want me to start from the top?
Start from the top.
God, it's the book of First Maccabees chapter 16 and verse 1. Then came up John from Gazara and told Simon his father what Sendibus had done.
Now, this John that is talking about, this is John Hyrcanus. All right? Very, very, very important Israelite character. Read.
Wherefore Simon called his two eldest sons, Judas and John, and said unto them, I and my brethren and my father's house have ever from our youth unto this day fought against the enemies of Israel. And things have prospered so well in our hands that we have delivered Israel oftentimes.
So the people that they were fighting against, right, were the Romans, right? I'm Salakia, not the Romans. Salakia, not the Romans. They were fighting against the Greeks, right? Read.
God. But now I am old, and ye, by God's mercy, are of a sufficient age. Be ye instead of me and my brother, and go and fight for our nation, and the help from heaven be with you.
Come on.
So he chose out of the country 20,000 men of war with horsemen, who went out against Sendibus and rested that night at Modin.
Read.
And when as they rose in the morning and went into the plain, behold, a mighty great host, both of footmen and horsemen, came against them. Howbeit there was a water brook betwixt them.
Jump down to verse 9.
God. Verse 9. At that time was Judas, John's brother, wounded, but John still followed after them until he came to Cedron, which Sendibus had built.
Come on.
So they fled even unto the towers in the fields of Azotus, wherefore he burned it with fire, so that they were slain of them about 2,000 men. Afterward, he returned into the land of Judea in peace.
So this man, John, was a battle mastermind, right? He was a battle tactician, very strategic in battle, right? Come on. This is all building up to something. You're going to see. Read.
God, verse 11. Moreover, in the plain of Jericho was Ptolemaeus, the son of Ptolemaeus.
Right? So this right here is Ptolemy. Come on.
God. The son of Abubus made captain. And he had abundance of silver and gold,
Mhm.
for he was the high priest's son-in-law.
For he was the high priest's son-in-law, right? The high priest is John right here, John Hyrcanus. John Hyrcanus is the high priest. Ptolemy, right, became John's son-in-law. So what does that tell us? That tells us that Ptolemy, right, married into the family. Ptolemy was an Edomite, right? We going somewhere with it. Keep reading. We getting the whole backstory.
God says, verse 13, wherefore his heart being lifted up, he thought to get the country to himself, and thereupon consulted deceitfully against Simon and his sons to destroy them.
Now look at this. He sought to get the country for himself and decided to set against Simon, right? Simon Maccabees, because remember, this is the Maccabean family. He sought to destroy Simon Maccabee and his sons. Now remember what the book of Sirach chapter 12 tells us. The book of Sirach chapter 12 tells us not to set our enemy beside us, right? Never trust thine enemy. Though he go crouching, beware of him. Take heed of him, right? Lest he overthrow you and set himself up in your place. Come on.
God. Verse 14. Now Simon was visiting the cities that were in the country and taking care of the good ordering of them, at which time he came down himself to Jericho with his sons, Mattathias and Judas, in the 117th year, in the 11th month called Sabbath.
Come on.
Where the son of Abubis receiving them deceitfully into a little hole called Docus, which he had built, made them a great banquet. Howbeit he had hid men there.
So Ptolemy had hid men at this banquet to slay Mattathias and Judas. Right? Come on.
God. So when Simon and his sons had drunk largely, Ptolemy and his men rose up and took their weapons and came upon Simon into the banqueting place and slew him and his two sons and certain of the servants.
Read.
God. In which doing he committed a great treachery and recompensed evil for good.
Because that's in their nature. That's what Edom does. The scriptures say what? That since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue you. Right? Esau has hated his brother from the womb. Come on.
God. Then Ptolemy wrote these things and sent to the king that he should send him in a host to aid him, and he would deliver him the country and cities. He sent others also to Gaza.
So now he getting bold. Now he getting bold and proud. I killed your brothers, right? And now he's sending a letter to the king, right? Come on.
He sent others also to Gaza to kill John. And unto the tribunes he sent letters to come unto him, that he might give them silver and gold and rewards.
So just in Edomite fashion, right? Like the cowards that they are, right? He lied in wait, slew John's brethren, and now is trying to recruit a multitude to do evil. Right? Come on.
God. And others he sent to take Jerusalem and the mountain of the temple. Now one had run afore to Gaza and told John that his father and brethren were slain. And quoth he, Ptolemy have sent to slay thee also.
Come on.
Hereof when he heard, he was sore astonished. So he laid hands on them that were come to destroy him and slew them, for he knew that they were sought to make him away.
Because he's mighty. Come on.
God. As concerning the rest of the acts of John and his wars and worthy deeds which he did, and the building of the walls which he made and his doings, behold, these are written in the chronicles of his priesthood from the time he was made high priest after his father.
So notice how it says his wars and his worthy deeds and the building of the walls which he made and all his doings, right? All these things are in his chronicles, right? So these are historical documents, right? That document John Hyrcanus, his dealings, his life, right? His deeds, right? Let's get into some historical documents real quick. Now, remember, Ptolemy is John Hyrcanus' son-in-law. Ptolemy decided, I want all this for myself. Let me get your brothers and your father out the way because they're a threat too. Not only are you a threat, John, but your family is a threat. Let me get them out the way so then I could get you out the way. So he kills his brothers and his father. And then now he's seeking John's life. John hears about this. John kills those who come to kill him. Right? So Ptolemy didn't succeed there. Right? But remember, Ptolemy is his son-in-law. So through marriage, he entered into this family. Now let's get some historical documents. Right?
Slakia, while you're pulling that up, I just want to say something. These Edomites came in through marriage.
Right.
These Edomites came in through marriage.
That's the point.
That's the point there.
Right.
Y'all should understand that. I just want to throw that out there. I yield there.
That's the point. These Edomites came in through marriage, right? And that's how they were able to manipulate their way into a power seat, into a power structure within, right? Within our community as ancient Israelites, right? Let me zoom in on this. What you're looking at right here, this is from the Jewish Encyclopedia, right? This is from the Jewish Encyclopedia. It says, forcibly converts the Edomites. Hyrcanus, who had been confirmed by the Romans in the possession of the important seaport of Joppa, subjugated other Syrian towns. Hey, Salakia, I think I said earlier that they were fighting against, the Greeks. I was mistaken. Salakia, I was right the first time. Right? Hyrcanus, who had been confirmed by the Romans in the possession of the important seaport of Joppa, subjugated other Syrian towns such as Beroia, Aleppo. He marched against the fort of Madaba on the banks of the Jordan, which had always been hostile to the Hasmoneans, and conquered it after a 6-month siege. He also conquered the town of Samaria. And on the Sea of Galilee, of special importance on account of his geographical position. See, remember, he was a battle tactician. He was, strategist, right? He then proceeded against the Samaritans, who had always sided with the enemies of the Jews. He conquered Shechem, one of the most important towns of Samaria, and destroyed the temple of Mount Gerizim, right? After victoriously ending the war in Samaria, he proceeded to subdue the Edomites, always a menace to the southern parts of his domains. With funds which he is said to have obtained from David's sepulchre, he hired foreign troops, dismantled Adara and Marissa, the strong places of Edom, and forced the Edomites to accept the Jewish religion and submit to circumcision. Right? So not only do you have infiltration by marriage, but now you have forced conversion. Right? Where am I at? This is the first instance of forcible conversion in Jewish history. In this, Hyrcanus allowed his zeal for the Jewish cause to lead him to take a step which later wrought harm. For to the Edomites belonged the family of the Herodians. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that name sound familiar?
Salakia,
go ahead.
make sure you're not just watching. Understand if you're driving or whatever the case may be, you know, you're catching the class, but make sure to go back and actually be attentive to the class and have your pen and your notepad taking down these notes. Taking down these notes.
You have to.
You
have to. Because aren't you mad? Are you not mad that your identity has been stolen from you? Are you not upset? This the face I'll be making. You calling yourself a what? You what? And you look like that, and you calling yourself an Israelite? But y'all converts, and not only are y'all converts, but y'all infiltrated through marriage. But you the chosen seed? Huh? Come on, man. Come on, man. Right? Let's keep reading on in this. Where am I at? This is the first instance of forcible conversion in Jewish history. In this, Hyrcanus allowed his zeal for the Jewish cause to lead him to take a step which later wrought harm. For to the Edomites belonged the family of the Herodians, who were to bring about the ruin of the Hasmoneans. The Samaritans, who still held their strongly fortified metropolis of Samaria with a part of Jezreel, remained hostile toward the Jews. For this reason, Hyrcanus renewed his attacks upon them. He marched against Samaria at the head of a great army, but as his presence in Jerusalem was necessary, he left the siege of the former city to his two sons, Aristobulus and Antigonus. Right? Now this picture is just depicting the ruins of the palace of Hyrcanus. Right? This picture right here. Right? But look at this. Look at this. It said it will rot him harm. Why? For the Edomites belonged to the family of the Herodians. Right? Now, let's go to refresh my memory about, is it 2 Maccabees chapter 3?
What you looking for, Adam?
Concerning Herod. Where is that at?
What's Herod?
This one we just had it pulled up. Right? Matter of fact, this is what we'll do. Right? This is what we'll do. Abai, could you look that up for me on your phone? And I want to get into nah, not that yet. Here we go. I want to get into the 13th tribe book. Right? So check it out, family. Check it out. Ptolemy married into John's family, becoming his son-in-law. He then goes on to kill John's brothers and his father, right? And then goes on to try to assassinate John himself, right? John evades those assassination attempts. John goes on to forcibly convert the Edomites, the Idumeans, right? Or the Herodians. which is stated in the Jewish Encyclopedia, right? Now, King Herod, if you all know your Bible, right, and you know the story of Christ, King Herod, right, exactly, shows that Herod is an Edomite. Exactly. King Herod set out to kill all the firstborn males, right, because of Christ. He set out to kill all the firstborn males, right? And King Herod's reign was monstrous towards the Israelites. It was oppressive, right? Let me go to share this. Can y'all see that? Probably got to zoom in on it.
You may got to zoom in a bit.
Yeah. Why is it zooming out?
You might have to click the full screen in the bottom right corner.
There we go. There we go. Can y'all see that now?
Okay, you can see it.
Okay. All right. Did you find what I was looking for yet, Art?
I don't want to keep quote. What you trying to read?
It's something to the effect of. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I got you. Yes, Matthew chapter 2. That's what I want.
Oh, okay, God, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, God.
Right? Because let's get into why it said, you know, that this will come basically to bite. Why do I keep forgetting our mighty forefather's name? What in the world?
John.
Right? Why would it say it comes back to bite John in the butt, man? Read that, Matthew 2 and 1.
God, it's the book of Matthew chapter 2 and verse 1. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him.
Come on.
When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him.
Now look, Herod, the Edomite king, but he's the king over Jerusalem, though. And you still have Israelites dwelling in Jerusalem, right? You still have ethnic Israelites still dwelling within Jerusalem, but somehow this man, Herod, the Edomite, became king, right? Well, remember, John Hyrcanus had forced conversions. Remember, we just read that in the Jewish Encyclopedia, and the Jewish Encyclopedia goes on to say more, right? Which is quoted in this book right here that I have pulled up on the screen. Hey, look, man. Goes on to say more, right? But Herod became king, right? Matter of fact,
Hey, Khan Adawan. Captain Micaiah said, just like the master on the plantation, how the hell this cracker ruling over our people?
Right. How? Right? How? We about to see. We about to see how. Keep reading on in that. Verse 3.
Verse 3. You on mute.
Matthew 3.
God. Verse 3. And when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And when they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it was written by the prophet, and thou Bethlehem in the land of Judah art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Right. So they quoted prophecy, right? And Herod was afraid of that because he didn't want to lose his position. He didn't want to lose his power over the children of Israel, right? Now, another eyewitness at that, Josephus. Y'all, I'm sure y'all heard of Josephus, right? The Israelite, right? Josephus says, right? I have it pulled up on my phone because it's a PDF, right? But Josephus says this. Let me scroll down. Right? Right? On page 394, right? Josephus says this. And the book is called Salakia. The book is called let me scroll up. Where is it? The book is called Jews, God, and History, Salakia. Right? And now Josephus says this. He says, Hyrcanus took also Dora and Marissa, cities of Idumea, and subdued all the Idumeans and permitted them to stay in that country if they would circumcise their genitals. Now remember, we just read that in the Jewish Encyclopedia, and made use of the laws of the Jews. And they were so desirous of living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to the use of circumcision and of the rest of the Jewish ways of living. At which time, therefore, this befell them, that they were hereafter no other than Jews. Because they kept our customs. They started keeping our customs, right? They even went as far as to circumcise themselves, right? So you pair that with marriage, and your result is a heathen king. Your result is the heathen king Herod, the monstrous heathen king Herod, right? Now, with that being said, I want to get into this right here, this book that I have pulled up on screen. Right? Exactly, exactly. That red dragon. See, look, listen, y'all gonna learn to listen to the Israelites one day. All right? That red dragon, Edom. It's Edom. Right? That's clear. That's obvious. Let's look at this. Is this the one I'm on right now? Nope. Here we go. Page 16. This book is called The 13th Tribe. Right? The 13th Tribe. Now, we covered the history as far as what happened in the time of John Hyrcanus and the forced conversions and the marriage, right? Read that real quick.
I'll start with what is in the dispute. Right
No,
there on the left.
Start at yeah, that's.
You may need to zoom it in one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start right there, actually.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. So this is from the 13th tribe, and we're reading at the left page, last paragraph.
Right.
What is in dispute is the fate of the Jewish Khazars after the destruction of their empire in the 12th or 13th century. On this problem, the sources are scant, but various late medieval Khazar settlements are mentioned in the Crimea, in the Ukraine, in Hungary, Poland, Lithuania.
Now remember, these Edomites were forced converts, right? You ask a Russian Jew today, they will tell you, my ancestors converted. They will tell you this, right?
God.
Hey, look, I'm not even gonna spoil it. Keep reading.
The general picture that emerges from these fragmentary pieces of information is that of the migration of Khazar tribes and communities into those regions of Eastern Europe, mainly Russia and Poland, where at the dawn of the modern age, the greatest concentration of Jews were found. This has led several historians to conjecture that a substantial, you guys scroll to the top, other one.
Gotcha.
A substantial part and perhaps the majority of Eastern Jews and hence of world Jewry might be of Khazar and not of Semitic origin.
Now look at this. You pair that with what was just expressed in the Jewish Encyclopedia itself, also with what is with what's expressed in the Apocrypha, right? Talk about John Hyrcanus, his wars and his deeds, right, which were chronicled. You pair that up with the eyewitness account of Josephus. Now here we are today. Right? You pair all these things up and you can only come to the conclusion that modern day Jewry, right? That modern day Jewry is not of Semitic origin. It's not. Right? Come on, keep reading.
It says the far-reaching implications of this hypothesis may explain the great caution exercised by historians in approaching this subject, if they do not avoid it altogether.
Now, thus, they got to be cautious, right? They got to be cautious because you know how these small hats be, right? Extra sensitive, right?
Anti-Semitic. If they do not avoid it altogether. Thus, in the 1973 edition of the Encyclopedia Judaica, the article Khazars is signed by Dunlop.
This right here is the Jewish Encyclopedia. That's exactly what this is. Come on.
God. It's signed by Dunlop, but there is a separate section dealing with the Khazar Jews after the fall of the kingdom, signed by the editors and written with the obvious intent to avoid upsetting believers in the dogma of the chosen race.
To avoid upsetting believers in the dogma of the chosen race. You didn't want to upset these small hats. If y'all aren't aware, the Khazars, right, are predominantly the Jewish people that you see over there in Tel Aviv and in Jerusalem today. That's who those people are.
Ashkenazi.
It just stated. Go ahead.
I was saying they changed their name to like Ashkenazi now. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Right? It just stated that modern Jewry, right, that being of the Khazars or Ashkenazi, is not of Semitic origin. It can't be when you pair all the evidence together, right? Keep reading.
God. So this is the quote that they reading from the Jewish Encyclopedia.
Right.
And it says, the Turkish-speaking Karaites a fundamentalist Jewish sect of the Crimea, Poland, and elsewhere have affirmed a connection with the Khazars,
Come on.
which is perhaps confirmed evidence from folklore and anthropology as well as language. There seems to be a considerable amount of evidence attesting to the continued presence in Europe of descendants of the Khazars.
Hmm. Hmm. There seems to be a considerable amount of evidence attesting to the continued presence in Europe of descendants of the Khazars. Right? Now, where would that lead us to? I don't want to spoil it. We're going to get into that's going to be at the end. Right? These Khazars, right? Their presence is heavy in Europe. That's essentially what it's saying. Right? Now, you go back in recent history, you know what happened to those people. Right? And like I said, that's gonna be at the end. We're gonna get there. I don't want to spoil it. Keep reading.
It says, how important in quantitative terms is that presence of the Caucasian sons of Japheth in the tents of Shem? One of the most radical propounders of the hypothesis concerning the Khazar origins of Jewry is the professor of medieval Jewish history at Tel Aviv University, A.M. Polyak. His book, Khazaria, in Hebrew, was published in 1944 in Tel Aviv, and a second edition in 1951. In his introduction, he writes, a new approach have the problem of the relations between the Khazar Jewry and other Jewish communities, and to the question of how far we can go in regarding the Khazar Jewry as the nucleus of large Jewish settlements in Eastern Europe. The descendants of the settlement, those who stayed where they were, those who immigrated to the United States and to other countries, and those who went to Israel, constitute now the large majority of the world Jewry.
Wow. Wow, man. You got to drop a bomb for that.
God.
Right? This is their own people.
Yeah.
This is from their own mouths. They're saying this themselves. We're converts.
Yeah.
We're not of the seed line. We're converts.
Mm-hmm.
This is them saying that. But you want to scream at me and fight me when I tell you that they're not the true Israelites. They're not the real Jews. You want to throw bricks at my head when I tell you they're not the true Jews. Right? You want to crucify me when I tell you they're not the true Jews. Well, what are you going to do to them?
Nothing.
Right?
We got to read this next part.
What are you going to do to their scholars and their historians? What are you going to say to them?
Hey, that's why they say. That's why they say you become Jewish by your mother's side. We read that in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, hey, Salakia. To that point, like I work with a Jewish family, and like I be talking with the mom or whatever, and like she be explaining that, like how it goes through the mother's lineage, and like they reverse roles to where now like the women are like the head of the household now. Like so like she run all the finances and everything for the family. Like she got the final say on everything that's going on in the house.
Wow.
But in this next paragraph though, Adawan, it's like a key part to talk about that. I don't know if we're allowed to say that word, anti.
Hold on.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that.
The brother just got this channel.
Right.
Hold
But
on.
like,
I got a priest Sabaki. Hold on.
yeah, right.
Priest Sabaki got that force grip. Hold on.
Yeah.
But listen, we're gonna get into that. And yes, you can say it. You can say it. Listen, I don't listen. Hold on. Let me stop. I don't care. I don't give a good damn. Okay? I'm talking to you, small hat, who's watching me right now. I'm talking to you, my personal FBI agent, my personal CIA agent. I don't give a good goddamn. Okay? There's nothing that you can do against the truth.
Nothing.
Right? The scriptures say what? We can do nothing against the truth before the truth.
Right.
So whether you clip me, whether you destroy my channel, whatever, you can't stop the truth, man. Y'all messed up. Y'all messed up when y'all gave us these. Right? Y'all messed up when y'all gave us these. Right? Because knowledge, information is power. Right? Knowledge is power. With the introduction of the internet, there's nothing that can be hidden now. Right?
Hey, so like, and then y'all so proud. Y'all so proud, and we understand these scriptures. We believe these scriptures, how the Most High God can harden people's hearts, and He has done that to y'all. He has put y'all up in a high place, in a high stature, in a high mindset, just to bring you down. Because y'all so proud. Why do I say that? Because y'all Israelites didn't write these books.
No.
Israelites did not write these books. Another nation didn't write these books. No, you guys wrote that books, and you guys were a testimony against yourselves. I yield that.
Exactly.
And so I get the one.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I forget the exact article I was reading on about the Khazars, but like the Khazars come like way later in history. When we speak about like the Maccabean history and the Hasmonean history. So regarding the Khazars, the certain articles said that basically the Khazars converted to Judaism for political motives. Like that's all they converted for. Like they converted to stay independent of the Christianity crusades and the Muslim crusades, because they was just caught in the middle of what's going on. So to not lean one way or the other, they tried to stay Jew or convert to Judaism, because both religions have roots in Judaism, so that way they could, you know what I'm saying, stay safe and they could stay independent in that aspect. So it's all political driven. Like they don't even believe, man. They don't believe for real.
No, they don't. It's all political, right? Let me pull this up, right, concerning Herod. Now, because earlier we dealt with the history concerning the Maccabees and John Hyrcanus and the forced conversion, right, and the marriages and whatnot, right? Then we kind of jump forward into the future, right, concerning the Khazars, right, concerning the Khazars and their ethnic origins being that of the Caucasus, right? It literally just called them Caucasian in the document we was just reading, in the book we was just reading, right? Claiming how the modern day Jewry, or the Jewish religion that we know of today, globally, right, is not of Semitic origin, right? And when they say not of Semitic origin, they're essentially saying doesn't tie back to the children of the book, to the people of the book, because we understand that an Edomite is Semitic, right? We understand that we understand that a Ishmaelite is Semitic, right? Because all these people descend from the line of Shem. So when they're saying this is not of Semitic origin, they're saying that this doesn't tie back to the true chosen people, right? Because again, who are the only ones keeping these type of customs? It was us. It was the Israelites, right? So that's what it means when it says it's not of Semitic origins. See, this brother Awaria, he must be he must be a psychic or something, or a prophet. The brother said there were two Jewish brothers on opposite sides of World War I controlling the banking in America and Germany. Hey, listen. You're trying to spoil future classes, right? You're trying to spoil future classes, man. You're trying to spoil future classes, man. Right? But yes, that is very true. That's very true. If you're wondering what kicked off World War I, oh yeah, it was them boys over there. Yeah, it was them boys over there. They initiated all that. Yep. The Titanic is extremely important in that story. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna
just
too much.
seen something about that too.
I'm not
That's
gonna spoil
crazy.
too much. Y'all do your research, do your homework,
That's
right?
crazy.
If y'all haven't noticed, I'm on a war path against these people, man. Right? I have a strong disdain for identity theft. I hate identity theft. I had my card hacked like 3 times. Right? I had to get a new card 3 times, bro. Identity theft is the most annoying thing ever. And it's so disrespectful and invasive. Right? So yeah, I'm on a war path, man. I'm on a doctrinal and spiritual war path. So don't get it twisted. Right? Don't get it twisted. Hey, look, man. I'm gonna just leave that there. Right? But look, check this out, right? This is from the Greek Key Study Bible, the Hebrew Greek Key Study Bible, right? It says the Herods of the New Testament times were from the Edomite remnant in Idumea in 63 BC, right? Because remember, we're trying to understand how did Herod even get this power seat, this Edomite Herod, right? It says, well, jumping up, right, from the Encyclopedia of Jewish History, right? It says one of Esau's descendants, Antipater, established the Jewish Edomite Herodian dynasty. Now, y'all, I'm sure y'all know who Antipater is. I mean, who Antipater was, right? If you're familiar with our lessons concerning feast of dedication, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? Where am I at? One of Esau's descendants, Antipater, established the Jewish Edomite Herodian dynasty, right? And the Hebrew Greek Key Study Bible confirms it, which the quote is: the Herods of the New Testament times were from the Edomite remnant in Idumea in 63 BC. Now, General Pompey was the first Roman military leader who subjugated Judah, and he renamed it Judea, right? And he appointed the Edomite Antipater to be advisor to Hyrcanus II. Now, Hyrcanus II is the grandson of John Hyrcanus, right? Antipater found favor in the eyes of Pompey, Julius Caesar, and Cassius, right? And during their leadership of Rome, he was made ruler of Judea. Antipater was assassinated in 43 BC, and his son Herod succeeded him, right? His son Herod succeeded him. That's how Herod came into power, right? That's how Herod came into power. So remember, you got forced conversion. Along with forced conversion, you have marriages. Along with marriages, you have advisors being appointed. You see how this? You see how it's like it's coming to fruition. How everything just played out. How the identity theft started to creep in slowly but surely. That's why you should never set your enemy by you. Never set your enemy by you. Right? Let me go back to the book. I got you, right? Right? Watch this. Watch this. Abaya can't wait, man. He can't wait. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Go ahead, Abaya. Can you see it? You might be on mute if you're talking.
Kind, oh, I can see it. Yeah. So reading on, it says this was written before the full extent of the Holocaust was known, but that does not alter the fact that the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. So, like they try to preface that a little bit by saying like they saying this before the Holocaust, because you know, with that particular event in history comes a lot of propaganda that's pushed for generations and generations. So what's before that event and what's after that event, a lot of that stuff gets mixed up. So you got to do your due diligence with that, right?
Got to.
Then it says, if so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but from the Volga, and not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus.
Oh my God.
Once believed to be the cradle of the Aryan race. And that genetically they are more closely related to the Hun, Uyghur, Magyar tribes than to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Oh my God, that is a cut.
Should this turn out to be the case, then the term anti-Semitism will become void of meaning.
That's a cut to the heart. If that be the case, then the term anti-Semitism is void of its meaning. Hey, listen, man. Here on Truth Tuesday, listen. Here on Truth Tuesday, you're gonna get the truth.
That's right.
Telling the truth is not hate speech. Telling the truth is not hate speech. I'm going to say it one more time. Telling the truth of history, presenting facts is not hate. It's simply the truth. Gotta let it marinate. Which pill y'all gonna take? Red pill or blue pill? Red pill, you're gonna get the truth. You're gonna see the forced conversions. You're gonna see the marriages. You're gonna see the appointed what's the word? You're gonna see the appointed advisors, right? You're gonna see the original origins. The blue pill, you could just remain being a Negro in America, and that's all you are, and that's all you ever will be, is a Negro. Your choice, right? You got to eat the whole roll. Exactly. The truth is not hate speech. I need you to read that paragraph again, because that's a cut. That's a cut.
Hey, Khan, I've been noticing that. Lately. YouTube will start blocking comments. I think that happened last Just started blocking comments.
Myron, this book is called The 13th Tribe.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty informative. Yeah, 13th Tribe.
Yeah, by Arthur Koestler. Matter of fact, let's look that man up real quick. Let's look that man up real quick, man. Arthur Koestler.
So, like, real quick, it's another one out there called The Invention of the Jewish Tribe, but I couldn't read all the way through it for class tonight. But that was another one that had some stuff on there.
Okay. Are you able to pull it up? Like, do you need me to pull it up for you?
What, the Invention of the Jewish Tribe?
Yeah.
That's what I don't have no. I wasn't able to like read all the way through that one like I was able to read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you.
But I was just
So
saying,
Arthur,
for the people who want to look down.
You said what?
I was just saying, I was mentioning that book for if anybody wanted to, read it.
Okay, Con. Now Arthur, this is Arthur Koestler, right? White man, white man. If y'all just so that y'all, because apparently when it comes from us, when it comes from someone of my hue, brothers of my melanin and darker, y'all tend to not believe us. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all's edification and understanding, this comes from a white man. And he's an Austro-Hungarian-born author and journalist. He was born in Budapest and was educated in Austria. Apart from his early school years, in 1931, Koestler joined the Communist Party of Germany, but resigned in 1938 after becoming disillusioned with Stalinism. Right?
They're trying to discredit him.
They're trying to discredit this man.
For real. They trying to
bad.
They trying to say he was out of there. He's a clown. You see, they got the picture. Go back, Adon.
Oh yeah, they sure did, didn't they? Wow. Look at this.
Got a clown. They made him in a clown.
Wow.
Hey yo.
And they call him the 20th century jester. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. They don't like this guy. Right?
Nope.
Keep reading on.
God. So it says, should this turn out to be the case, then the term anti-Semitism will become void of meaning based on a misapprehension shared by both the killers and their victims. The story of the Khazar Empire, as it slowly emerges from the past, begins to look like the most cruel hoax which history has ever perpetrated. Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
And then one more thing in this book was how they describe like the early Khazars. If we go to like, what was that, page 6 I don't want, or like, I'm sorry, I forget what page it is on here. Like,
yeah, you have to tell me. You have to tell me from your PDF. Actually, matter of fact, I should have it in my email. All right, boom. This help you out, right?
If you go down, yeah, page 6, right there, page 6. Go up some. Yeah, where them little quotes is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that at the top of that page.
Family, this is the exact same book. This is just in
the
PDF
exact same. Yeah, scroll up a little bit. So this is the same book, 13th Tribe, and this is the some of the Arab people around about them that's like describing what these people look like. So it says, but who were these remarkable people? Remarkable as much by their power and achievements as by their conversion to a religion of outcasts. The descriptions that have come down to us originate in hostile sources and cannot be taken at face value. As to the Khazars, an Arab chronicler writes, they are to the north of the inhabited earth towards the seventh clime, having over their heads the constellation of the plow. Their land is cold and wet. Accordingly, their complexions are white, their eyes blue, their hair flowing and predominantly reddish.
Mm.
Their bodies large and their natures cold. Their general aspect is wild.
Mm. Mm. And this is from an Arab chronicler.
Right. And if you jump down, it also says it calls them wild men with hideous faces and the manners of wild beasts, eaters of blood.
Ooh, eaters of blood. Mm.
What that?
Now,
what
doesn't that make sense? Doesn't
what that mean?
Damn. Eaters of blood. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Doesn't the shoe fit on them for that? Y'all ever heard of a moil? Right? Well, this is what a moil is, right? And I'm gonna do my best to not get too graphic. So, a Jewish rabbi would circumcise the genitalia of a baby boy, and after said circumcision, the Jewish rabbi will begin to extract the blood from the baby's genitalia orally, right? That's a Jewish moil, a eater of blood, if you will. Isn't that very telling? Isn't that very telling? Listen, y'all gonna stop playing. Y'all gonna stop playing with the Israelites, like as if we don't have any scholarship, and like as if the internet doesn't exist and that we don't have access to it. We have access to so many documents and so many. We have access to so many scholarly findings, man. So when you sit here and you lie to our faces with your rhetoric of, well, those are the true Jews, those are the true Israelites. You know, that's why we look at you like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because the same information that I have access to, you have access to. The same exact information. All you have to do is just look it up. Right? That's all you have to do. Now, we saw the forced conversion.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the marriages. We saw the appointed advisors, right? That's how Herod, the king, the Edomite king Herod came into power, right? We see the origins of the Khazars, who are modern day Jews, modern day Jewish people, modern day Jewry.
Right.
Right? Now let's go further into the future. Let's go to this right here. This is called the Balfour Declaration.
God.
Hands, how many of you have heard of the Balfour Declaration? Put a 7 in the chat if you heard of the Balfour Declaration.
God, go on. Can you zoom in too, Baba Kasha?
Yeah, God. Put a 7 in the chat if you heard of the Balfour Declaration. Right? This is a very, very important moment in history. You know, it really shaped the world into what it is today. Right?
That's crazy.
Okay, Khan. Y'all heard of it. Okay, Khan. What you talking about, Doc? You reading
Nothing
it?
like, yeah, every time, like we could just keep talking about the Rothschild, and then now they just keep
You
popping up
see,
in every little thing.
you see what I'm saying? Hey, look, hey,
You want to
hey.
know what's crazy, Adawan? Like I always knew about like the Rothschild and stuff like that growing up, but this I'm just now finding out today, like on this class, that they was Jewish. That's crazy to me.
Yep.
Actually insane.
It's
God,
very insane. Hey, listen, man.
this is
Some
wild.
classes. It's some Truth Tuesday classes that are in the works. All right, and they a outsider, right, to the simple-minded will view it as conspiracy. But
Yeah,
hey, you calling yourself an Israelite is viewed as conspiracy. So, you know, but I don't want to spoil the future classes, right? But let's get
God,
into this.
God.
That Balfour Declaration. I see y'all in the chat. I see, okay, knowledgeable brothers and sisters in the chat, man. Y'all know about the Balfour Declaration,
You want me
right?
to read it, Adawan?
Khan. For those of you that don't know, this is what it is. Read that.
God. So this is the Balfour Declaration, statement of British support for the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people.
Come on.
It was made in a letter dated November 2nd, 1917, from Arthur James Balfour, the British Foreign Secretary, to Lionel Walter Rothschild,
Don't
second
forget
Baron
that.
Rothschild of
Don't
Tring.
forget that name. Don't
Right.
forget the name Rothschild, man. All right. Don't forget that name. The Rothschilds are an extremely powerful Jewish family. Extremely powerful family. All right. I mean, listen, they run damn near everything in this world. I'm telling you that. All right. Listen. Look at the country that you live in today, the United States of America. Look at it. The House Senate, I believe it was, my numbers could be off, so bear with me. I believe it was 530 to 4 votes for the continuation of of uh, of financial and military aid to Israel. Right? When Bibi Netanyahu walked in, everybody stood up and erupted into applause and cheers. Right? Donald Trump has passed executive laws stating that if your state, for example, let's use state of Georgia, if your state of Georgia, has anything negative to say against the Zionist state of Israel, and your state is in need of federal assistance, for example, like natural disasters, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Listen, y'all can look that up. You can look that up. If your state representatives say anything against the agenda of the modern state of Israel, you are not receiving any federal aid. And I believe it was specific to natural disasters. So that's very telling. That's extremely telling, right? That leads me to believe that these floods that were happening in New Mexico and in Texas, right? And in New York, these floods don't seem to be just mere coincidence, right? Because we know of things like cloud seeding. We know of things like weather manipulation. Listen, they were trying to manipulate the weather as far back as in the 1800s. I just found that out today while I was at work. Right?
Damn.
Hey, Slakia, I gotta say,
Esau is wicked. I got you. Esau is wicked as hell. Right? They try to set their seats with the stars. Right? They think that they could ascend the heights of heaven. They want to make themselves like the Most High God. Look at how they behave, trying to manipulate the weather. Who the hell do you think you are? Right? Try to manipulate your gender. Right? Saying that these young children can have their sex changed. You're trying to play God. You're trying to undo God's work. Who the hell do you think you are? Right? Milwaukee just flooded bad. I didn't know that, man. Prayers to 12 tribes scattered abroad who are enduring these afflictions, man. Right? These type of things lead me to believe that, these things cannot just be a mere coincidence. It can't be. Right? It can't be. And every facet of of the United States governmental body, every facet of it, there is a high-ranking, high representative Jewish person, right? Go even further. Hey, look, listen. This class might get clipped. I'm not gonna lie to you. This class might get taken.
Yeah, might be out of that.
The reason why Donald Trump doesn't want the Epstein files to be exposed the way they are, doesn't want them to be exposed, is because it will expose the fact that, of course, not only is Trump on that clientele list, but it'll expose the fact that Jeffrey Epstein, right, whose father-in-law, Robert Maxwell, right, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, right, Jeffrey Epstein was put in contact with Robert Maxwell because Jeffrey Epstein was an agent for Mossad. Mossad is basically the Jewish version of the CIA, right? Now, why is Epstein an agent of Mossad? Why is he in bed with all of these high-ranking politicians and businessmen within the United States of America? Why, But listen, man. That's just those are just snippets of what's coming, of the classes that's coming in the future, man. Hell, all the classes might get taken down. Hell, I don't care, man. I don't care. Truth is gonna be exposed, right? Hey. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry, Salaki. Go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
Hey, and on that, hey, Abaya, give me Revelation 3. Give me Revelation 3.
Read that, man.
Even on that, the thing about it is we're reading this information. We not bringing this out of our bellies. We're not just pulling this out of the thin air, or this is just how we feel. Because that's what they're going to say. No, this is just how you guys feel. No, the Most High has heart in their hearts, like I said before, and they document this history.
I mean, that's what they do. That's what they do. They gaslight you. They want to gaslight you to get you to think that you're crazy, think that you know what I'm saying? They try to gaslight you to believe the fact that you're just a Negro, right? They try to gaslight you to believe the fact that those are the true children of Israel, right? I mean, just look at it. Look at it. It's obvious. It's in their nature to gaslight you. Look at what Donald Trump is doing.
Right. See, and the thing about it, we want to talk about it.
Before his second term, he was all for, we have to expose the Epstein files, push them out. The people need to know. Now he's in his office. It's a Democratic hoax. Come on, man. We're not stupid.
Simple.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
Simple. We could read straight through them. You know, and at the same time, you can't forget your discipline in God's laws. You can't forget your discipline, because although they're very crafty, we understand that they're very crafty. And this thing about it, we want to have a conversation, because like we're not pulling this out of thin air. You guys wrote these books, and now and now, guess what? We can read. We want to talk about what y'all written down in history and correlate this with the Bible. But that's why they're not going to bring the educated, the well-spoken Hebrew Israelites of our community on the television. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. But also, the Cap said something else earlier, because they manipulate weather, and we even see them try to make different moons and suns and things of that nature. Start at verse where I want you to start by. Start at 9.
God, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
All right, so we understand. It's like it's all right there. You know, make sure y'all scroll down on Truth Tuesdays, because we broke the scripture down before and gave y'all the literal meaning of the scripture. Now I'm about to teach y'all the twofold meaning of the scripture. You talk about the Jewish people that they say they Jews, but they not. Right? Read on.
God, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer.
So I can fear none of the things that the synagogue say, because what? They're the top deceivers. They're the top deceivers. Edomites are the top deceivers that's on the earth right now. But fear not these things. Don't be deceived, y'all. For God is not mocked. You gotta hold fast to what you hold fast to, and that's your discipline in this word. Your discipline is through this word by keeping God's laws. Read on.
God. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Where you at? Revelation 3.
Oh God, so I was reading Revelation 2.
Yeah. It's the same point now. Start at 10.
Revelation 3 and 10. God, so like it. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour.
So like I just want the people to get to understand, because it's the same scripture, but jump back up at 9. It says the same thing.
God, it's Revelation 3 and 9.
I got the scribes going back and forth in the chat.
Right. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
So, all right, so that's the end time prophecy. The role's going to reverse. Y'all going to understand that thing. Read.
God, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Kept the word of Yahweh's patience. The Most High is patient with us. So we got to be patient for him to get us out of this captivity. Read on.
God, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right. What is that hour of temptation? Read.
Which shall come upon all the world.
All the world. So these things that are coming to the point where they're changing signs and manipulating the weather, making moons and suns and whatnot. Read on.
God, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Where we are at. Finish that out. Verse 11.
God, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Hold fast to what you have, and let no man take your crown. Don't let them take your understanding. Don't let them take the crown that was placed upon you. Just because they making different moves, that don't mean stop keeping new moon. Because I heard this, so I gotta say it. I had a conversation with a brother a while back. Well, China, they made a different moon, so I'm not gonna keep the new moon. I'm just gonna keep the regular, the three major feast days, because I don't know which moon is the new moon. No.
I heard they made a sun. I heard they made an artificial sun too.
They made an artificial sun, y'all. So y'all got to hold fast. No, still keep the new moons. Be not deceived. Don't be deceived by the things that are going on. But you got to stay grounded in this word. Don't get too spooky. Don't get bugged out on what's going on in this earth today. But let your patience be there, and you be able to see through these things. I yield.
Con. Right. Let's keep reading on in this document from Britannica regarding the Balfour.
It says that the British Foreign Secretary to Lionel Walter Rothschild, second Baron Rothschild of Tring, a leader of the Anglo-Jewish community. Though the precise meaning of the correspondence has been disputed, its statements were generally contradictory to both the Sykes-Picot Agreement, a secret convention between Britain and France, and the Hussein-MacMahon correspondence, an exchange of letters between the British High Commissioner in Egypt, Sir Henry MacMahon, and Hussein ibn Ali, then Emir of Mecca, which in turn contradicted one another.
Come on.
Says the Balfour Declaration issued the continued efforts of Chaim Weizmann and Nahum Sokolow, Zionist leaders in London, fell short of the expectations of the Zionists, who had asked for the reconstitution of Palestine as the Jewish national home. The declaration specifically stipulated that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine.
Come on.
So they're trying to just come in and take over completely.
Basically, yep. Just throw these niggas out their houses, and now we here. This ours now because we said so.
Right. The document, however, said nothing of the political or national rights of these communities and did not refer to them by name. Nevertheless, the declaration aroused enthusiastic hopes among Zionists and seemed the fulfillment of the aims of the World Zionist Organization.
Come on.
The British government hoped that the declaration would rally Jewish opinion, especially in the United States, to the side of the Allied powers against the Central Powers during World War I.
Remember?
Yeah.
World War I. Go ahead.
It says they hoped also that the settlement in Palestine of a pro-British Jewish population might help protect the approaches to the Suez Canal in neighboring Egypt and thus ensure a vital communication route to British colonial possessions in India.
Money. That's
crazy.
Money. When is it never about money? Right?
Yeah.
When is it never about money? Right? That's why the scriptures say, for money is the root of all evil. Right? When is it never about money? It's what it's always been about. Right? Let's look at the aftermath. Go ahead.
It says Ottoman Palestine after 1888. The area that today comprises Israel and the Palestinian territories was crafted when the Ottoman Empire fell after World War I. The area occupied by the British included the Ottoman Sanjak district of Jerusalem and the Sanjaks of Acre and Balqa and the Baru Vilayet, while the Sanjaks north of Acre were occupied by the French. Since the areas occupied by the British roughly coincided with the historic region of Palestine, the British adopted the name for its mandate. That is, its governorship of the region as League of Nations.
Mhm. Right. So basically, right, Palestine was invaded and and uh, I don't even want to say, I wouldn't even say colonized because it was already people there. It was already, you know, uh, the Palestinians were already there. So Palestine was invaded because that's what it was. It was an invasion. It was invaded and set up to be a Jewish state now. Why? So that they could have access to the Suez Canal,
Right.
right? And colonial possessions in India. It's always been about the money, right? It's always been about the money. That's why they're bombing the hell out of Gaza right now, right? They're bombing the hell out of Gaza right now so that they can set up their condos and set up their resorts and their hotels, right? Hey man, hey look, don't get mad at me. Trump said it himself. I promise you, he said it himself. He said there's nothing to buy. There's nothing to buy. It's already there. It's already ours. That's what he said. There's nothing to buy. That's what he said. That's what he said. Right? Keep reading.
God. The Balfour Declaration was endorsed by the principal Allied powers and was included in the British mandate over Palestine. So, like Yadawan, what the hell did Palestine have to do with World War I? I can't remember it in history. Like, I thought this war was between like Germany, Russia.
Nothing.
So like they just caught a stray.
It has not, because it's geographical location, right?
Yeah.
Its
Supposed to be
geographical location is very key to imports and exports, right? It's a very, very, very good trade route, right?
that's crazy.
It's a
Boys
very,
caught a
very
stray.
good trade route, and trade routes bring money, right?
God.
Trade routes bring money and war. And what does war bring? More money, right? Come on.
God says, formally approved by the newly created League of Nations on July 24th, 1922, in May 1939, the British government altered its policy in a white paper recommending a limit of 75,000 further immigrants and an end to immigration by 1944, unless the resident Palestinian Arabs of the region consented to further immigration.
Which they did.
Right. Why the hell? Zionists condemned the new policy, accusing Britain of favoring the Arabs. Ah. This point was made mute by the outbreak of World War II, 1939 to 1945, and the founding of the State of Israel in 1948.
Right? So how are they favoring the Arabs if they kick down the Arabs' doors?
Right.
Kick down their doors. And I was like, hey, because this is essentially what they did. Kick down their doors and they're like, hey, these people are gonna live here now. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't care if you like it or not.
No rhyme or reason.
No warning, no message, no nothing. They're here now. Right? And the Zionists, the Jews, the Jewish people, of course, in their classic Jewish fashion, right? They they protested against that and accused the British of favoring the Arabs. They probably called them anti-Semitic.
Right.
Right? They probably called them anti-Semitic. Right? That's a point I wanted to get on there. Where is it? It says this point was made moot by the outbreak of World War II. Right? How is this point made moot? Because in the outbreak of World War II, that was just a further push or a further excuse to fully
Invade.
fully integrate and invade the Jewish population into the Palestinian lands, right? Thus founding the state of Israel, right? Which would be their version, of reparations, I guess. I guess. I mean, this was in the works before World War One, so I don't even say this will count as a reparation, right?
Hey, Slacky.
You know. Meanwhile, you have us, 15 million of us who died during the transatlantic slave trade. 15 million died, right? And that's just the estimated amount. It's probably way more than that, right? Just take into account the ones who died along the way, right? And then once landed here, those who died here on this land. We ain't getting no reparations, right? But I don't expect it. I don't expect it because the scriptures say that we will take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever, right? The scriptures say that we will break in pieces these other nations. It's not our reparations is going to come by way of politicking and asking and signing petitions and signing documents. No. Our reparations is going to come by way of sword and blood and fire and death. Thus saith the Bible, thus saith the Lord. Right? That's how it's going to happen. You understand? That's how we're gonna pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Since y'all love to say that, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, boy. Oh, okay, right? The Lord is gonna assist with that. You understand? And it's gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Go ahead, Up.
Hey, I was just gonna say right there, and Christ is gonna lead that charge.
You understand?
Christ is going to lead that charge. No, we're not condoning any violence and things of that nature. We're not trying to teach y'all to do this on your own will. No, we wouldn't on your how to crack that sky, and we won't get orders from the celestials above for us to lead these charges out. So don't y'all go try to do that on your own. Because you're gonna be looking foolish.
Yep. Listen. The transatlantic slave trade was the worst Holocaust known to mankind. Right? And that's the truth. Again, truth is not hate. 15 million plus so-called Africans died in this transatlantic slave trade. You've never seen nothing like that on the face of this earth. That's the truth. That is the worst Holocaust to ever happen in the history of planet Earth. Right? That's the truth. That ain't hate. That ain't anti-Semitic. That ain't anti-Israel. That ain't anti-Zionist. It ain't anti-Jewish. That's just the truth. You understand? Now, just to refresh, just to recap, all right? Share the screen. This is for the Jewish Encyclopedia, right? This is the first instance of forcible conversion in Jewish history. And this Hyrcanus allowed his zeal for the Jewish cause to lead him to take a step which later wrought him harm, for the Edomites belonged to the family of the Herodians, who were to bring about the ruin of the Hasmoneans, the Samaritans, who still held their strongly fortified metropolis of Samaria with a part of Jezreel, which is Israel, another name for Israel, right? Remained hostile toward the Jews. For this reason, Hyrcanus renewed his attacks upon them. right? Just to refresh our memory, right? The forced conversion. The forced conversion involved the family of the Herodians, right? Josephus told you, right? Josephus told you in his book, right, that Herod came into power as a successor to I forget his name. Let me pull it up. Right, Herod became a successor to where is it? To Antipater. Right, Herod became a successor to Antipater, thus putting him in a power seat, making him king over Jerusalem. Right. You also have marriages between the Maccabean family and Ptolemy, right? Along with that, by way of forced conversion, Salakia, by by result of forced conversion, right? You get the Khazars, which come later in history. You get the Khazars, right? Whose origins go back to the Caucasus, right? The Caucasus origins go back to the Idumeans, the Edomites, right? Matter of fact, the Caucasus go back to Mount Seir, right? Because that's the homeland of the Edomites, of the Idumeans. So to roll it all up in a roll, to put it all up into a beautiful scroll with a nice ribbon on it. Your modern day Jews, right? Your modern day Jewish people, right? Like the book says, the 13th tribe by author Koesser, the majority of Eastern Jews and hence of world Jewry might be of Khazar and not of Semitic origin. To roll it all up into a fine scroll, right? Your modern day Jewish people are not the real Jews, and that's the truth. That is not hate. That's a fact. They are converts. They do not go back to the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They do not. They are not counted as the seed. They are not counted as a seed of promise. They are converts. That is a fact. Right? Jewish doctors will even tell you themselves, it is impossible for them to trace their DNA back to the house of Jacob, back to the house of Israel. It's impossible. Right? It's impossible. I believe the term is called carbon dating, when they're trying to determine the background or ethnicity of someone's bones. I may be wrong with that. It might not be called carbon dating. I could be thinking of something completely different. But the point is that it's impossible. Even we will tell you that it's impossible for me to trace my lineage back to Jacob. It's impossible. As far as my DNA, it's impossible. I can't do it. It is not possible. Right? It's not possible. So that's why I don't get mad when scoffers say, "Well, prove that you're an Israelite." I don't get mad. I don't get mad, right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about your faith. right? And then you pair your faith up with prophecy. And then you pair that prophecy up with history, with historical documents. And the proof is in the pudding, right? Surely I am an Israelite indeed. All right? All praise to the Most High God. It is carbon dating? Okay, Khan. Okay, Khan. All right. It is carbon dating. That is the right term I was thinking of, right? Carbon dating is extremely faulty, right? Those bones could be anybody's bones. Matter of fact, the scriptures in the book of Jeremiah says that our bones will be scattered under the sun, right? Our bones will be. Matter of fact, let's pull that up. Let's get some more Bible in here, right? What is it? Ezekiel? No. No. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Hold on. Is it that? Here we go. Right? Jeremiah chapter 8. Oh, I didn't even see you, Kwabza Allah. My fault. Right? Read that real quick for me, Abaya. Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 and verse 1. At that time, saith the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of his priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves.
Come on.
And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon, and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor be buried, no Salakia. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth.
They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth. They will be gathered up, and they're not gonna be buried, right? Salakia, they will not be gathered up, and they will not be buried, right? That's what the scriptures prophesied. That's what the scriptures prophesied concerning our burial sites and whatnot. The bones of our princes and our kings and our priests, right? And mind you, this is all because of our disobedience to the Most High God. It's all because of our disobedience to the Most High God that we would forget ourselves, right? It's all because of our disobedience to the Most High God that we will forget ourselves, and in our place, right? And in our place, there will be an imposter. In our place, there will be a thief, a fraud.
Right.
Right? All because of our disobedience to the Most High God, not keeping his commandments, not keeping his charge. All right? So family, I pray that y'all, were edified tonight. I pray that, the historical documents and books that we brought out were edifying, man. Remember, John Hyrcanus had forced conversions for the Edomites, forced them to convert, right? Forced them to adopt our ways, right? Not only that, but he also had Ptolemy become his son-in-law, right? By way of marriage, right? Ptolemy's an Edomite. Ptolemy then goes on to try to kill John, right? Through John's forced conversion, it involves the Herodians, right? Herod comes into power after Antipater, making him king, right? Because remember, John Hyrcanus wasn't deemed king right here. He was high priest, right? Herod becomes king. Herod has rule over Jerusalem, right? Herod is Jewish by way of forced conversion, right? And by way of influence and marriages between families and whatnot, right? Then you fast forward to the Khazars, which are offspring of the Edomites, of the Idumeans, right? Fast forward to them, right? Their way of Jewry, of Judaism, whatnot, is not of Semitic origin. They said it themselves. All right? Jewish, exactly. Jewish. All right, so I pray that was edifying for y'all, man. It's definitely going to be some more. Classes in the future, going deep into history. All right, so this definitely won't be the last of it. This definitely won't be the last of it, and I'll continue to make spiritual and intellectual war against these people, because they have been lying to the entire world for far too long. And right here on Truth Tuesday, we don't like lies. We don't like liars. We don't do that here. We bring out the truth. You understand me? All right? So with that, man, make sure brothers, y'all want to join the camp, be a part of the body, make sure you send an email to sotisraelites@gmail.com. Sisters, if you want to be a part of the body, put your brick in. Make sure you send an email to pillarsofrest@gmail.com. All right? Make sure that y'all are tapping in with our Patreon. All right? Make sure that y'all are tapping in at SOT After Hours, the Quiet Storm, every Friday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Saturday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It goes live every Shabbat after the Friday night class. All right? We also have the 6th month coming up, August 22nd, 7:45 p.m. sharp. All right, make sure y'all send an email to sotfeastday@gmail.com if you would like to RSVP, so that we can have the proper accommodations for you. Please RSVP. All right, y'all don't be RSVPing, and y'all need to RSVP so we can have the proper accommodations for you. Please, please, let's do everything decently and in order. Okay. What else? What other announcements? Right. Make sure that y'all are tapped in to our various SOT channels, man. SOT DC, Alabama, Jacksonville, Florida, Quashash, SOT Watchtower, the main channel, Sons of Thunder Israelites, SOT Alabama. All right. Make sure that y'all are up to date with the feast day calendar. If you haven't taken a screenshot of the feast day calendar by now, I don't know what you're doing. You're not trying to keep up with the Lord's feast days, honestly. And you need to keep up with the Lord's feast days. Go ahead.
It's like, even at this point, y'all should have a physical calendar by now.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Gotta get you a calendar. Okay. Gotta get you a calendar. But with that, man, again, I pray that y'all are edified. I pray that y'all have a blessed rest of your night. And I pray that you have a blessed rest of your week. And may your days on this earth be full of blessings and bountiful fruit. All right? So with that, I'm Brother Kaya. Got Captain Shalama. Salaki, my bad. Go ahead.
Hey, Captain Shalama.
Soldier Abaya.
This is Truth Tuesday, and we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you for watching. If you wish to donate, you can use Zelle or PayPal. We're the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Shalom.